Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be taking you through an overview of my new book, Population Z, Welcome to Huntsville. Here it is. It's been a long time coming, and I'm so excited to be able to finally launch my new game, Population Z. This is the first book in the series, and the campaign is all based around the town of Huntsville. There is a separate book available, and this is an optional extra. This is the Huntsville Campaign Assets book. I'll talk about that in another video, but in this video we're just going to focus on the main book itself. Here we go then. So this is Population Z, written by me, Lee Foxsmith, and my son, Nicholas Foxsmith. It's so awesome to be able to do this together. And now Nicholas is working with me on the YouTube channel, behind the scenes, and also running the new Discord channel too. On the back it tells you this is a solo co-op zombie survival tabletop skirmish game, miniature agnostic, and you can use all the tokens and things you've got from other games in your collection. So you don't have to buy anything else, just this book, and you're good to go. Inside, very brief forward, just welcoming you to the game. You can see in the credits here, the authors, me and my son Nicholas, and we did all the creative, the narrative and the illustrations ourselves. And we've also credited everyone who's involved in playtesting. Here you can see the link to the free content, so anytime there's a card or a form in here, you can go to the website and download that for free. And here on the channel, I'll be going through everything in loads more detail after this video. We're starting off with the contents, and I wanted to put this on 2 pages and really go into detail about all the different sections. So you can use this as a kind of index as well as a contents. It's going to give you every single element of the game, very easy to find, and I wanted it nicely spaced out so it would be really pleasant to read and just easy to find the information you need with all the page numbers. This first campaign is based around the fictional town of Huntsville, and so I thought it'd be a really fun idea to have these Huntsville Gazette articles that lead you up to the outbreak, because you're starting Population Z right at the beginning of the outbreak. So this describes the town. We get into a little bit about Principium Labs, and there's also some little clues in there as to what you can expect from future campaigns and expansions too. And then we go through like a timeline building up to the outbreak as the town slowly gets swamped by this mysterious virus. I was really happy with how this turned out. Look for the signs so you can see how the inhabitants are turned into the zombies, and then once things get out of control, the Huntsville Gazette checks out, and now the survival is on. And this is where we start getting into the rules now. So a brief introduction where it tells you what Population Z is all about. It's all about story, having fun, creating awesome memories with your friends and family. And it's a great family game, but it's also good for adult-only sessions as you're in control of just how gory the action gets. Over on the Ways to Play page, you can see here it's predominantly designed for solo and co-op play, but you can play player versus player as well. There's NPCs in there, so we'll go through all that later on. The first thing I wanted to do in the book, though, was build a group. That's my favourite part of any tabletop skirmish games, and so this is where we dive straight in and we start building our group of survivors. So this is going to take you through step by step how to choose your survivors. There's 9 steps altogether to work through to fill out your survivor card, and here's an example with all clearly labelled so you know exactly what everything does. And then you've got some cool tables to choose their job, hobby and their skill, and then you can choose some starter weapons for each character as well. Once you've got your survivors, it's time to dive in and start looking at the rules, and it begins with the key concepts, just the basics of the game. And if you're familiar with any tabletop skirmish game, there's nothing really new that's going to jump out there. There is later on though in the game, and then it talks you here through preparing to play and how to start a skirmish. Again, it's all numbered, there's bullet points, so hopefully it comes across as clear as possible. There's an example of the skirmish map. Again, all this is drawn by us by hand, and you can see here it's all labelled up, and then you've got the order of play, so you know exactly how it works, going through the rounds, turns and activations. Noise is a massive part of the game, so I really wanted to go into detail here about how it works. It's quite a simple process. Once you've played a game, you won't have to read up again. It's very intuitive, and the idea here is you have zones, and if you make a noise in each zone, you'll place a noise token, and each noise token will tell you to put one zombie on when it's the zombie turn. So you end up getting the zombies coming on in waves, and then that adds the pressure, and it's a kind of environmental control as well on the battlefield. So very fun, all different types of noise, different noises will put more tokens down and things like that. I'll do a separate video on all these different elements later on. You can adjust the difficulty level of the game as well, and then we move into the action. So these are all the things your survivors and the NPCs can do. One thing we really encourage in the game is this I do declare part, and the idea here is you declare what action you're going to do, and we say to really talk through it, describe to the other players what you're going to be doing. So think like tabletop roleplay games here, bring that element into this, and I think you'll have a ton of fun with it. Now we're on to movement, and something that I was really keen on with the book was making sure if I covered a topic, I would have everything on the 2 pages like this. So you've got all your movement main rules, and then you've got the different movement actions that you can do, and it tells you clearly how many action points that's going to take up. Then you've got your hearts and apples. These are used for healing, but also for reacting. You'll use your apples to react, and then you can replenish that by finding food and drink. And then you've got doors and windows to negotiate with. Sometimes they're going to be barricaded or secure, and then you have to attack them, just as you would an enemy model. And then there's all the other actions, like pushing characters, picking up, dropping things, throwing them, and a big part of the game is the searching. You're going to be searching a lot of the time, trying to find new gear. You'll be using the search tables, and so they're at the back of the book, so they're going to be really easy to find when you're playing. And then you'll choose the items from those tables, and you can use the cards, or you can just refer to the tables and write the details on your survivor backpack. Now here's something that's really important to me in tabletop skirmish games: line of sight and cover rules. I wanted these on the same 2 pages so you can clearly see how it works. And I've kept this dead simple. I've picked things I like from other games and I've mashed it all together to work here. So line of sight, dead simple. Draw a line from the top of the attacking model to any part of the enemy model except for its base, and also don't include things like hair or like long weapons. And then if any line can be drawn without crossing any obstruction, that target model is in the line of sight and the attacking model can attack them. Cover, equally simple. There's either light or heavy cover. That's it. And if any part of the model cannot be seen, that's light cover. You'll apply a -1 to the attack roll. And if more than 50% of a model cannot be seen, it's heavy cover, and then you'll apply -2 to the attack roll. And that's it. Line of sight and cover, really intuitive, really easy. Then we're on to ranged attacks, grenades and fire, and melee attacks. Ranged and melee attacks are quite similar, although melee does get a combat assist, and so there's some examples there. Armor save, that's going to be the same as well, and there's some extra little things you can do just to make it a little bit more difficult. Here's an attack example, and you go for the green section here. That's how many dice you roll, and you attack either the reflex or the guard, which is also green. Then when you do an armor save, which is the yellow section, the power will reflect that. So it'll be -1, for example, to your armor roll, and then for red damage, that affects your hearts. So you've got this traffic light, green, yellow, red in place. So I'm really pleased with how that worked out. Now we're on to NPCs, and you've got the zombie NPCs here, and then you've got some different AI charts to work with. Now once you've played a game, you probably won't need to go back to these charts. It's very intuitive, it's very straightforward, but this one's a little bit more to it for the intelligent NPCs. So if you wanted to do, for example, your group against an NPC group, then you could be a bit more complicated. But you can also use some of the zombie AI charts for things like henchmen and more simple opponents. I'm going to go into a load more detail on that later on. Now we got the campaign section. So this is really a campaign game, and this is how you want to be playing it to tell that story. You've got some things you can do here at the start, like choose a personal life goal. And I really like this one, Homeward Bound. And at the end of each skirmish, you're going to roll some dice. And if you get lucky, your pet has found you and he can join you as a companion animal and join in the skirmishes. You've got lots of other options too. Then there's the weather table if you want to use that. But post-skirmish is where it's all really going on, where you check for injuries, weapon damage, there's a guilt table, and then if you leg it or fail to exit, there's going to be consequences to the whole group. That's really fun. And then you can go to the trader and buy some special gear as well. Here's the main map for Huntsville, so you can have a look and see where all the different skirmishes are taking place. And then this is how a skirmish is going to look. You're going to get 2 pages, and this is going to be the narrative that sets the scene, introduces you to an NPC that's taking part, and then this is going to really get things going and prepare you for the skirmish. And this one is all based around Ruby the Ranger, and she's going to be an NPC, but I'm not going to tell you what happens. You're going to have to read to find out. And then here you get all the details you need for your skirmish plan. So set the scene, checklist, the difficulty you can choose, how many objectives and what you need to do to succeed, special rules, rewards and consequences. And then there's a map with everything detailed, where to place it, and then entry and exit zones, and then where to put all the different zombies as well. So once you've played a few games, again, you can start designing your own skirmishes, and then these maps are going to help you. But for all the ones you'll find in here and in the campaigns going forward, this is going to be the layout. Then you can have a look at the zombie and NPC cards. So these will be any special zombies that are featured in the skirmish. You're going to get their cards there. So once you've set up, you can just open it up to these pages, and everything should be on the 2 pages that you need to refer to during the skirmish, and then the search tables at the back, or get them from the asset book or print them off separately. And the same with the cards. They're all in the asset book and available to print off for free on the website. So I've tried to make it as easy as possible for you to get started and get all the assets you need. Then we go on to the skirmish, same setup, all the layout's going to be the same. You've got all the different zombies and NPCs taking part, and as you go through, some of these are going to get a bit more complicated. There's going to be a few more zombies in there. Here you can see we've got another new zombie and an NPC with their weapons on there as well. Trying to keep everything in one place so you don't have to keep going in and out of the book at different places, which is a big pet hate of mine. I like everything in one place when I'm playing the game, and I don't want to refer to that book as, you know, when I'm playing. Once I've learnt the rules, I don't want to keep going in. So I put things like the AI chart there to help you and save you going back and forth. You'll find that the complexity of the game does come from all these zombies and NPCs. They're each going to have different abilities, special features, things they can do, and then I'll give you little hints as well underneath them in each skirmish, just so you've got some kind of fun things you can try out or do against them. I also put in things like a first aid kit if they're going to be equipped with it, things like that. So once you've learnt the core rules, which are pretty simple, very intuitive, then you get the complexity of the game through the characters, which are going to be ever developing. And we've got loads more already done that I haven't revealed yet. So it's really fun to know that they're all waiting to come out. So you've got lots to look forward to as we build the world together. Now we're on the reference section. Here you can photocopy these and then again get them off the website if you prefer, and print them off all free on the website as PDFs to print off. Oh, and if you buy the paperback copy of the book, you do get the full PDF version for free as well. I'll tell you more about that later on. Here I've put tokens in as well if you want to photocopy those, all the starter weapons, and then each campaign will come with a set of legendary items and weapons, so they are included in here as well. And when we release more campaigns in the future, you're going to get a very similar thing. New legendary cards, more NPCs, different zombies to play against, that kind of thing. Then we're on to the knowledge table and all the other tables. You've got knowledge, if you roll a double 1, ammo, gear, food and drink, then you've got melee weapons, ranged weapons, and then weapon mods, and then also on top of that the legendary items. And then finally you've got a nice quick reference with everything you need on one page. So when you are playing, if you do need to refer to these, you don't print them off, you just use them from the book. They're all at the back, so they're very easy to find, along with those quick reference rules, so you can stay immersed in the game and you don't have to find anything in that book. And if you really had to find something, it's going to be really easy using the comprehensive contents page. So there we go. There's Population Z, welcome to Huntsville. We've also got to have a look at the assets book in the next video, so look out for that. It's optional, but definitely worth it if you want to get everything printed off in high quality. And the idea here is they're backed like a pack of cards, so you just cut these out and then you can put them into some kind of card protector and then they're going to be good to go. But I'm going to cover that a lot more later on. If you're looking to order, then head over to the website, subscribe to the PopZ newsletter as well, because that's going to be the place where you get loads of freebies, you're kept up to date, that's going to be the main place. But on the website you'll also find all of the free PDFs. So if you go to the Population Z section, you've got the Huntsville assets, so you can download the NPC cards, tokens, and everything there, so you can just print those off at home if you want to. It's all free, then you can cut those out and use them. And then you can also have a look at the Population Z core game free PDFs, where you'll get everything there in colour and in black and white. So if you want to get those noise tokens and the entry zones all printed off, that's great. And then here, the survivor cards, which you'll be using a lot, you can choose between the black and white ones, or you can go for the colour. So again, I'm just trying to make things really easy, so you can just head there, download the PDF you want, print it off, and then you're good to go. I'm really excited to see the characters you've come up with, and I haven't included any in the book on purpose, but I thought I would do 2 characters just to give you some examples, and I'll be doing a video on how to create a character separately later on, but here's how it will look on the website. So if you want to download this, have a look, use this as your example. This is Bubblegum, and you've got a little bit of backstory there, and then all the cards filled out. So these are really good references. You've also got the standees and tokens in there as well. As the game develops, we'll be releasing loads more characters, loads more zombies, skirmishes to play, and lots more. So keep an eye up and definitely sign up for that newsletter, because there's going to be things in the newsletter that you can only get by signing up to it. There we go. So that's Welcome to Huntsville, the first in the Population Z series. I'm really excited to be launching the game. I hope you have fun playing it. We love it. We hope you love it too, and we can't wait to hear what you think. The links are down below where you can get the paperback version from Amazon and download the PDF on our website directly. If you buy the paperback on Amazon, just send me proof of purchase and then I'll send you a discount code so you can get the PDF totally free. All the links you need are down in the description below, and there's also a link there for the new Discord server that we've set up for Population Z. I'm terrible at running anything on Discord, so Nicholas is going to be admin in that. And if you want to get involved and you really like the game and want to join in as an admin, then get in touch, because we'd really love it if you joined in as well and helped us out with that. That would be awesome. But thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm really excited to see what you think about the game. And I'll be covering it a lot more now. There'll be loads of videos coming out breaking down all the different aspects of the game, how to play, how to build terrain specifically for different campaigns. So yeah, lots to look forward to. But for now, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, it'd be great if you hit the like button, subscribe to keep up to date with all the new videos, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to join the Patreon community, support the channel, get some great perks at the same time, there's a link down below in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there.